Hello, everybody. Oh, shit. All right. My name is Brandt Allain. I live at 1710 Vice Avenue, Bronx, New York, apartment 5J 10460. Today is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. This video I'm making today because the brown antenna that I just showed you and the graffiti that I just showed you is all a collaboration and an effort by the Greeks in the building here. The building is filled with nothing but Greek military gangsters from Hellenic Greek military and Hellenic Greek military research academic institutions. This is what Greece wanted to do. They wanted to put Hellenic military root certificate authorities in everybody's computerized device, meaning the phone, the TV, and the computer. Hellenic has taken over all of the major operating systems that are commercialized in the United States of America. Linux, Apple's iOS, and Android's operating system have all been taken over by the Hellenic Greek military, as you will see on my YouTube and Facebook page. I put proof of it there. The Hellenic Greek military has completely taken over the entertainment industry with nothing but musicians who are Greek. Pretty much for the most part, the actors and actresses are all Greek. And the Hellenic Greek military has also, as you all know, everybody knows this, that the Hellenic Greeks took over all of our universities in every state a very long time ago. Everybody knows that each university in the United States of America and each and every state is overrun by Greek fraternities and sororities where they make American students who are just trying to go to school to get an education to contribute something good to the United States of America. They put these kids through so much pressure and secret Mason rituals until they make the students bow down to the Greek sorority or the Greek fraternity life. And if they try to fight it or tell on people about it, then they get killed. That also has led to the Hellenic Greek military to try to take over the United States Marine Corps, Army, and Air Force, and Washington, D.C. I found information on the internet that the Hellenic Greek Masons have taken over Washington, D.C., and have an institution there on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's horrible, man. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. So, anyway, what the Hellenic Greeks have done is spread themselves throughout the whole entire United States with each and every ethnic background you can think of. Dominican Republic, African, Asian, Russian, German, Italian, French. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. These Hellenics, they come in every skin color and every ethnic background and every religion. Please believe me. They infiltrated and occupied everything. It is the truth. This is not paranoia. Please believe me, I'm begging you, because they rose to the power of the NSA right after they tortured and murdered my mother, Brandt Allain, May 4th, 2008. Um, Let me show you something. So that way you don't think I'm making it up. See this breast cancer scar right here? That's my left breast. They gave my mother breast cancer while she was pregnant with me and blocked my father and blocked my mother and blocked me and my sister from knowing about it until I was 3 years old. Then the breast cancer got so bad for her that my dad took her to the hospital and they got it taken care of. That was when I was 3 years old back in 1979. That cancer they made come back in 2007 and they tortured her. They've tortured and murdered my uncle Greg, my uncle Kevin, my grandfather, my grandmother on both sides. They murdered my grandfather, retired Lieutenant Colonel Brandt Allain from the United States Air Force, while I was in prison for recording myself lip singing to a George Michael song called Faith. They gave me 3 years in prison for that and murdered my grandfather. That's a total deprivation of all rights. That's a deprivation of all rights, and we served our country. My grandfather retired from the Air Force. This is wild. Whoa, this is really crazy because I guess the Hellenics thought that the Allain family was going to be a problem for them taking over the country, and that is the truth. That you can, yes, that is the truth. We're definitely a problem for Hellenic taking over the United States of America. Please believe me. So anyway, the Hellenic Greek military, spread across all ethnic backgrounds, finally rose to power with the National Security Agency after May 4th, 2008. I did not see the NSA go public until I believe it was 2013. 2013, I saw the NSA go public for the first time, and I thought to myself, this is weird. But I had to wait until I saw more proof that there was something wrong going on. And then along came me being homeless in New York City and getting enough money to buy a phone. And that was loaded with root certificate authorities from the Hellenics, Hong Kong, China, Japan, Taiwan, Turkey, El Salvador, Mexico, and Africa too, and Switzerland, loaded with foreign roots. So then the NSA, after they dump foreign root certificate authorities into my device, they come up with Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, a secret court where they hold secret court, just like they did in the Black Panthers decades ago, when they formed their gang with the Hellenic power. The Black Panthers would hold secret court on people with shot callers and enforcers. Yeah. If somebody did something that a Black Panther didn't like, they'd get a shot caller to hold secret court, call a shot, then send an enforcer to go out and enforce the secret court punishment that was handed down. That graduated to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. And I'm going to explain to you now that the NSA's Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court violates 3 constitutional amendments, which under U.S. Code 18 subsection 242 is a deprivation of rights under color of law, which is a federal felony. First, the 14th Amendment is violated because the 14th Amendment states that no state shall make or enforce any law that denies anyone life, liberty, or property without due process. Due process is very simple. When the 14th Amendment has been satisfied, due process is given to the accused, meaning secret court is illegal. You have to give the person that you are accusing of doing wrong or breaking the law the opportunity to have a lawyer represent their defense against the accusations being made against them in a public court of jurisdiction, and if necessary, to have a trial by jury of your peers that is impartial. Please believe me. All right. The Fifth Amendment is being violated, which is another extension of due process. The Fifth Amendment states that the state has certain rules that they must follow after the 14th Amendment due process right prerequisite has been met. Then the Fifth Amendment comes in and makes sure that the government abides by the rules and laws that govern what they can do to take away your life, liberty, and property, and only after due process has already been given. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, I'm throwing at the National Security Agency because the National Security Agency has done over 1 billion warrantless searches of people's phones, computers, and TVs, and brains and eyes, and everything else too. And they do this because they dumped the foreign roots in our phones that we can't remove, which I'm about to show you soon, which is violation of the Fourth Amendment's reasonable expectation of privacy, meaning when anybody's inside their home with their phone and their computer and their TV and they are not breaking the law, they have a reasonable expectation of privacy against unreasonable searches and seizures. And no law enforcement official, now keep in mind, if you're a law enforcement official, and I'm speaking to the NSA, not anybody else, only the NSA. Only law enforcement officials with a badge number are allowed to do searches and seizures of people's property, and that is only after a warrant has been issued with probable cause, or the police officer with the badge number has to see with their eyes that a crime is probably being committed by the person with the property that is needing to be searched and or seized. Okay? All right. And all three of these amendments, the 14th Amendment for due process, meaning that the person has the right to represent themselves in court against the allegations being made against them and has a right to a trial by jury that is impartial. That's the 14th Amendment. The Fifth Amendment is the laws that govern what the government can and can't do to take away life, liberty, and property after the 14th Amendment prerequisites have been met. Then the Fourth Amendment, reasonable expectation of privacy, guarantees that we can't have our property searched and or seized unless a police officer official with a badge number has witnessed with their own eyes probably a crime being committed, or they have a warrant that is backed by probable cause. That is the United States Code, Title 18, subsection 242, deprivation of all rights under color of laws. 3 constitutional amendments are being violated by the NSA. Now, I'm going to just say, too, that the routes that I'm going to show you with the on and off button in the phone, that is a form of entrapment. And that is going to be U.S. Code 18, subsection 1512, and New York State Statutes 40.05, because I, Brandt Allain, would have never, ever put these routes into my phone on my own. I have never had the desire to do this to myself or any of my devices, and I never would have. So them dumping these routes in my phone so they could hold secret foreign intelligence surveillance court and violate 3 of my constitutional rights under a deprivation of all my rights is definitely a form of entrapment. Now, here, I've turned off the buttons on the roots in this phone, and they're blocking me from having bowel movements, still torturing me with 14 hours a day of voice to skull from their brown antenna out there. And this is just getting out of control because they also do remote electronic satiety, meaning they can transmit radio waves from the roots in the phone to my body and the nerves in my body. It's an attack. It's an assault with radio waves by Hellenic on the nervous system. The patents are in my on Facebook and in my YouTube. And they can make me feel like I've eaten a 5-course meal when I haven't eaten anything at all. And they torture and punish me just for eating food. Anyway, so let's get on and move forward with the roots. Here it is. Let's try to clear it off and see if we can get rid of the roots. First, let me show you the roots. All right, they're all here. Some of them turned on, but most of them turned off because you don't know which ones to turn on or turn off, because I can't find any information about any of these roots on the line. And the United States government does not have laws governing the use of root certificate authorities. The only laws about root certificate authorities that the United States government has is that they are illegal as per US Code 17, subsection, hold on, sorry, 7 US Code 17 subsection 1201, which makes any software in the phone that bypasses manufacturer security settings is illegal, as well as any software in the phone that compromises copyright protected material, which they do that, please believe me. So I can't find any information about what routes to use and what routes to not. So it's flying by the seat of my pants, and nobody wants to talk about the roots in Greektown. Please believe me. Yeah, June 29, 2007, I got shot sitting next to Beatrix Klimkite in her red four-door Buick car. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Somebody named Tanasha Raymond, aka Jennifer A.E. Miller, Jennifer J. Miller, roboted the whole entire thing to happen. Please believe me. Please believe me. I'm not waiting until 2027 for anything. That's an American salute. All right, so let's go see if I can get rid of these roots, because I do not want these roots in my phone, and I have not wanted them. They terrorize me. No roots. On that side, now you see there's nothing I can do to take these roots out of my phone. That is entrapment. That is entrapment for real, as per U.S. Code 18, subsection 1512, and New York State Statute 40.05, meaning I would have never willingly done this to myself on my own ever, that means that it's entrapment, especially with the on and off button, because even with the button turned off, Hellenic still tortures me. And they hacked into my Facebook yesterday and changed my post to try to make me look like a criminal when I typed the post to make them the criminal.